Are you spending hours combing through all of the millions of houses on the internet? Give me 2 seconds and I'll explain why working with a realtor helps weed out all that noise and saves you tons of time. And if you'd like a free, really quick consultation to set up a customized home search sent straight to your inbox, comment "Talk to me" below and I'll get in touch to set that up. Hey, I'm Stella Tootin and I know just a little bit about life in Charleston. When I moved here 20 years ago, back when you had to print out a map from MapQuest to get from house to house, do they even have MapQuest anymore? It was a challenge and a lot of time-consuming trial and error. But the good news is that I've lived here and sold real estate for so many years that I can pass on all those pointers I learned so you don't have to do the trial and error thing yourself. So let's dive into why looking online for a house isn't always the best way to stalk the real estate market. Okay, looking online is so easy. You can go to a certain unnamed website and type in what you're looking for and pff, it's there, right? I get it. No issues with dealing with a pesky realtor. Not that that's me. Nobody's hassling you. You can just peruse to your heart's content and you're not committed to someone and you don't feel pressured. And that's a really good idea. And honestly, it can be a good place to start. I get it, especially if all you're doing is daydreaming. I don't blame people who are not looking to jump right into a relationship with a realtor and they can feel like talking with someone can make them feel like they have to buy something from that agent or they're wasting their time. But number one, you're never wasting their time. I have about 100 people right now that I've set up on a search that are just looking around for the fun of it. And it doesn't bother me one bit. But more importantly, I want you to know that what you may be looking at online may not be accurate information. What you should do instead of looking there is reach out to a realtor. You can tell them that you're not really looking right now, that you're just scoping things out. It's okay, we're cool, we're not mad, we're used to that. We don't need a timeline. We just need to know that what you're looking for, and we can set that up for you in a personalized search, and it, like I said, comes straight to your inbox, and it can be as frequently as you want to see it. I mean, listen, my cousin is talking about moving to Charleston in the future. She doesn't even know when that future is, or if it even is, but she's been receiving my home searches for years now. Sometimes she opens them, sometimes she doesn't. It's at her pace, and it's exactly what she wants to see. Most realtors really want to just help you get the right information. We don't want to pressure you. We just want to be here when you are ready. Now, let me explain why I say to do it this way instead of looking online, because there are a few reasons. First, I can't tell you how many times I've had people call me and say, I saw your listing for 123 Main Street on XYZ site. I'm not going to name the site, but I'm sure you can guess it. And they say, I just want to go see it. And I'm totally confused because I just sold 123 Main Street 2 months ago. Or I'll get a call where an existing client says, I saw this listing at 222 South Street on XYZ site and it's perfect. Can we go see it? And I'll head over to the MLS to look it up and I can't find it anywhere. Like, what the heck? I need to find this perfect dream home for my person. So at that point, I'll head over to the Google to see if it has, or if it's a FSBO or for sale by owner. And that's maybe why I can't find it in the MLS. Now I'll type in the address and inevitably it will pull up on that same go-to site. And the house will show as active, for sale. Not for sale by owner, but for sale. And it is definitely not for sale. In fact, just like the one that I sold 2 months ago that someone called me about, the information was old and it was outdated. It was for sale at one point, but the site had a glitch and it's still showing up on there. So here's the thing. When a home is listed by a realtor and not for sale by owner, it is listed through what is called the multiple listing service or the MLS. Any other site that receives the listing gets a feed from the MLS in what's called an IDX feed, and that means Internet Data Exchange. I had to look that up. The issue then becomes that once the information leaves the MLS, sometimes the systems that receive them, like the site that cannot be named, can sometimes distort the information as they receive it. It's an issue on their end, and it happens a lot. I have had colleagues who've had clients call them demanding that they take the listing off that certain site because it's still showing up as active, and they, being the new owners, are getting calls about it. The problem is that we don't have any power over that. We took it down on our end in the MLS when it closed. And there's something wrong with their software that keeps showing it up as active. I've spent countless hours on the phone with that company trying to get them to take things down, and they just won't do it. And here's the part that you all don't really know about, and the reason why I suspect they don't care about that bad information. Every time you click on one of those buttons at the bottom of the page that lets you talk to a realtor about that house, that realtor that you were routed to had to pay to be the one that you talked to, that you clicked on. It's called a lead. And depending on the zip code in Charleston, one click, one lead can cost an agent over $500. Some of them are about $800. It's basically a gamble that realtor is taking to pay to be on the site, hoping that the person that calls is serious. So when that website, that should not be named, has a house that's showing as active and it isn't, you're literally taking money from agents who are paying to market on their site. It's awful. And like I said, probably why they don't care to fix it. But even more than that, for you as the consumer, there are many limitations to looking online. Every MLS in the country is different. I think there are 35 MLSs in South Carolina alone and over 630 nationally. We have different descriptive categories and boxes that we can check as we load things into the system. And these things help us help our clients. Since that big website is global, they have generic headers that they hope translate across the different MLSs, things like bedroom and bathroom count. But sometimes they miss the mark. Because we're a big country and we have regional words that we use where our area of the world would call that room at the back of the house with windows all around it a sunroom, other areas call it a lanai. And since it's not a common search term, it just gets dropped from that website search options, and you can't tell if that feature is available in those homes. And here in Charleston, we have boxes we can check that say things like marshfront or tidal creek. Those boxes don't show up in like Columbia, and so the global site doesn't always include that information. Also, on those big box sites, you aren't able to search by things you like no HOA, or I want a neighborhood pool, or we can even search by I need a fireplace in the living room. Or in the case of my cousin who is looking to move here, well, she has me searching for homes that are a certain age. She doesn't want to see anything that was built after 1940. And that's not a search you can set up on those sites. That is something you can only do through your real estate agent. So don't be afraid to call your realtor and ask for a personalized search. He or she, me, we're ready to help. We want you to be working with accurate information. We don't want you to spend hours digging through stuff you don't really need or even want to see, because that's our job. It's what we get paid to do. And we're not going to pressure you. We may check in on you from time to time, I'm not going to lie, and make sure that your search parameters haven't changed, but that's it. We just want to help. So I hope that was helpful. If you'd like to set up your own personalized search, comment, talk to me below, and we'll chat about the details of your specific search. Thanks, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you.